Yeah, it's go to live now.
Oh, I think we've lost Marvin.
Yeah, I think we lost Marvin. So Chas, you can say hi to the community, and Marvin will try to go back.
This isn't me with the technical difficulty. So hi everybody, my name is Chaz. I am the CMO here at Metaprints. Obviously, pleased to be here today to talk to you about Phala's journey into the metaverse, and of course the social hub passes which have just been announced. So yeah, welcome Marvin.
Yeah, I don't know what happened after we go live. Suddenly, my account is log out automatically. So, hi everyone. It's really glad to see you guys here, and welcome to the AMA co-hosting by Phala Network and Metaprint. And yeah, so today we are very honored to invite Chad Stanton, the CMO of Metaprint, to join this AMA and have the conversation about metaverse. So and I will be the moderator, and Chess will be the major speaker. Thank you everyone for taking the time to participate. Yeah, hi Chess.
Hi Marvin. Hi. Yeah, great to be here. Just saying, it's first thing in the morning over here in the UK, and looking like a beautiful day. So I'm really excited about this one, and obviously on a personal level, huge fan of Phala and the project. I've been following you guys from the start, so it's on a personal level, it's great to be here as well.
Yeah, thank you for the kind words. And it's been crazy weeks. I've been traveling around, following the conference from Miami to Paris, Amsterdam, and met a lot of guys. So it's really interesting what's happening in the crypto and Web3 business and market, right? So before I'm going to ask questions, let me share a little bit of background to the audience. So Phala Network is actually a decentralized protocol target on computation, and we want to solve the problem that besides smart contracts, a lot of projects are still using centralized cloud to host their services, and we think Phala Network can help them to solve this. So we are very target on metaverse market because metaverse will increase a lot of requirements and needs for decentralized computation services. So and now we are already cooperation with different metaverses. So besides show a little bit Chess, please tell us something about yourself, like how's your crypto journey start, and what inspired you to start Metaprint, and what's the relationship between Metaprint, Boundly, and Animoca or even Sandbox? So
Of course, yeah. So a lot of things, but so on a personal level, my journey into crypto actually started more recently than some. I really got quite into it at the start of 2020, just after the big crash. So I was quite lucky actually. My interest started just after the big crash, and good time to be interested in crypto and to buy in. I just fell in love with it and just dove down the rabbit hole. At the time, I was working for a major retailer in the UK, heading up digital marketing there. I moved to head up social media at KPMG, and that was obviously great. But by that point, I'd really got invested into the world of cryptocurrency and also NFT specifically, and that's when I discovered Bondly. And a few months later, I had managed to weasel my way into Bondly as CMO, and it just haven't looked back. It's been fantastic. And so those of you who aren't aware, Metaprints is a project incubated by Bondly. So and Bondly is majority owned by Animoca Brands. So after I believe it was last year September, Animoca Brands bought majority stake in us, and now we're a fundamental part of their product portfolio and their family of companies. And of course, the Sandbox is one of those companies. So essentially, Metaprints is by proxy sister company for the Sandbox, and we have really unique ties with the Sandbox, but also many other metaverse projects. So actually, Metaprints was very much founded on the principle that Animoca Brands have had and are invested in so many metaverses, over 30. And there was an opportunity for brands for a company like Metaprints to come in and offer brands and crypto projects like yourselves the opportunity to kind of enter the metaverse, but not just across one metaverse, but across in the future multiple different metaverses, which is fantastic, and it's quite a unique opportunity as well, because not many other companies can offer that level of access, because as you guys will know yourselves, building a metaverse platform is complex, and there's obviously different protocols, different technologies, different formatting of assets, etc. So the idea of a truly interoperable kind of asset across multiple metaverses isn't possible yet. But in the meantime, companies like ours can allow you to take kind of one asset and replicate it across multiple metaverses using our unique creator guild. And we have many different highly skilled creators that are helping to make wonderful branded assets for the metaverse. So as well as branded experiences, which we'll talk about shortly.
That sounds really interesting, and glad. Thank you for the share. And you mentioned Metaprint is actually a project incubated by Bounding, and is aiming to provide multi-services to help brands get on board into Metaverse. So please, could you tell our audience more about Metaprint, like what's the features or what kind of protocol it is, and what services it will provide?
Yeah, so absolutely. So as I mentioned, Metaprints is, we market ourselves as the gateway for brands to enter the metaverse. And essentially, we're positioning ourselves as an opportunity for brands who perhaps are a bit cautious about entering the metaverse, or perhaps don't understand much about the metaverse, or alternatively want a one fix service and solution that they can go to, and they can be essentially guided into multiple different metaverses, as I mentioned. So through our unique relationships with projects like the Sandbox, Decentraland, we've also got Phala World and many others that we're already working with, some of which we haven't revealed yet, but you could bet if Animoca is part of it, we probably will be. The upcoming Apes metaverse as well, that kind of thing. These are all kind of major projects that we'll be working with, and essentially we guide brands into the metaverse. And what we mean by that is we create unique branded experiences and assets for those brands. So, for example, we haven't got Nike on our books, but if we did have Nike, we might say, okay, well, we'll create a wonderful branded experience for Nike in not only the Sandbox, but also Decentraland and other metaverse platforms. And that can either be the same kind of experience, or it could be many different experiences. But because we have unique relationships with each of these metaverses, often with alpha access to the kind of latest technologies and protocols, we can do some really incredible things. A good example is like with the Sandbox, we've got access to their development toolkit before almost anybody else. And it means that we can develop, unique games and experiences that others can't. So, we're kind of essentially first to the goal. And that's a really unique proposition as well for different brands. And the way that we have launched is using Genesis NFTs for 10 Genesis brands, of which Phala was one. So I'll talk about that in a second.
No, I mean, yeah, it sounds really interesting. Like you mentioned, Metaprint is helping a lot of like brand to rebuild their brand in metaverse in a new experience, right? And you got like a very close relationship with Sandbox or other metaverse, so you can have the privilege, or not, just can move faster to help that. So in the journey so far, you mentioned a lot of like cooperations and partnerships, and I also noticed that Metaprint and Boundary have a very strong community. And so far, like, what are the major achievements partnership or community or development? Some numbers or some big names you want to mention?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So it's been incredible so far. Bearing in mind we only started in November last year, so it's been just an incredible growth for the project. One of our biggest achievements was obviously the launch of our 10 Metaprints Genesis NFT brands. So for those of you who aren't aware of how this works, it's a really unique model. So in essence, we've been working with 10 incredible crypto brands, one of which being Phala, and we launched our INO, which released 1,000 Blueprint Genesis Metaprint NFTs for each brand. So there's 1,000 ones for Phala. And the fantastic thing about these NFTs is they give the holders quite unique properties, including a share of the rewards that are gained from sales of assets related to that brand. So in the context of Phala, obviously we're doing some amazing things with Phala that we'll be talking about. And Phala will be launching a series of branded products and assets that you can use in the metaverse and represent your favorite crypto brand. And a percentage of the sales made will essentially be returned back to holders of the original Genesis Metaprint NFTs in the form of rewards. So it's a unique opportunity to be part of that journey for Phala. And also on top of that, you'll get priority access to those branded asset sales. So let's say, for example, Phala was selling, I don't know, a sports car, and you guys wanted to buy that sports car, you would have the first right of refusal on purchasing that by being a Genesis NFT holder. But also from being a social hub pass holder, which is coming up. We'll be talking about that in a bit. But so there's essentially two opportunities to get to be one of the first to buy these assets. But yeah, we'll talk about that soon. So on top of that, we've also had two big sales with the Sandbox. We did a Chinese New Year and a Valentine's Day sale of kind of branded assets on the Sandbox. And we have some really incredible sponsors for that one. So we were working with, for example, CoinGecko was one of them, Animoca Brands, Gate.io, and we've also worked with a couple others as well. So you can still go and see that actually on the Sandbox marketplace. And Seb from Sandbox was very much involved in helping to get that campaign out there as well.
Yeah, thank you for the sharing. But Chess, you just mentioned like the first batch of like this brand community can get on board like Sandbox, have its unique brand experience with NFT code Social Hub Pass. And what exactly is Social Hub Pass, and what's the like utility I can get from it?
Great question, Marvin. I'm going to show you guys. This is I don't know if you've seen this yet. This is our teaser for the upcoming Social Hub Pass. I'm just going to get this up. Hopefully this works. Yep, 2 seconds. Okay, I'll just share my screen. Here we go. Is that working? There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's our advert. quite dramatic, isn't it? So you can see there some of the brands, the other Genesis brands, which includes Polygon and Crust, Darwinia, MatraDAO, just a lot of kind of big names in the cryptocurrency space. So Bondly, of course, are one of them, as well as Kylin and Bounce, etc. So Bifrost. So so it's the Social Hub Pass is an incredible opportunity for your community to get first access to the unique branded experience that we're making in none other than the Sandbox. And actually, I've got another video for you. Sorry, I hope you don't mind these videos, but this one's again very special. I have to say, our team's done a great job on these. Really special videos. We have some really high quality 3D graphic designers. Let me just share this screen again. And this is the Phala one. Yeah, again, very dramatic.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Social Hub Passes are there's only 300 of each brand, so you have obviously 1 in 300. Well, you have 1 of 300, and there's not very many of them. But you will get first access, priority access to the Phala brand experience, which we're building in the Sandbox. So you'll be able to go in there and actually experience a unique sort of branded experience. We can't talk too much about what exactly that will be, but there'll be an element of gamification, sort of fun activities you can do. Obviously, meet other like-minded people who also have this pass, and explore the world of Phala in the Sandbox, which is fantastic. You don't need, this is the interesting thing, you don't need an alpha pass to do this. So at the moment, I think everyone thinks that if you want to get into the Sandbox, you need to have an alpha pass. That is technically true, but actually we've got through our unique relationship and the kind of evolution to the Sandbox's protocol, we can now offer through this NFT essentially a backdoor into the Sandbox to explore the Phala experience. On top of that, this NFT or holders of the NFT will also get a 10% discount on the next 3 sales of Phala branded assets, and you'll be first in line. So essentially, you get priority access to buy the assets, and then you also get a discount of 10% as well on top of that. So and they're $300 each. So it's when you think about what the value you get for that, they pay for themselves very quickly, and especially if you're using your 10% discount, you'll very quickly kind of make up that money, I think. Really exciting. Those are coming out in a couple of weeks. And whitelisting is currently open, so you can get whitelisted for the chance to buy a Social Hub Pass. And of course, once you have your Social Hub Pass, then we'll be giving more details on the Phala branded experience and also the asset sales as well.
Looking forward on that. I mean, the video is really cool, and from Phala, and I think we are trying our best to get our community on board into metaverses, especially for the most popular metaverse like Sandbox. And as you also know, like Phala is also building like a character, each character for for reputation on the network in metaverse for each address of Phala, which the program is called Phala World, and we are very excited to see what happened after Metaprints help the brand of Phala get into a Sandbox first. Then we can see like what we can do together with Phala World into maybe Phala World into Sandbox. So it's also very exciting, and I'm also like a player in the Sandbox a little bit, and I noticed that we Sandbox used to open I think it's nearly a month's campaign for the testing, and a lot of players have a trial on it to do a lot of quests, and the winners can get alpha pass to get into Sandbox for the exploring and all the experience. So, but I'm asking for our community, like what kind of social hub experience can we expect from the pass, and do we also need a alpha pass in Sandbox to get access into social hub?
Yeah, so no, exactly. You don't need an alpha pass, which is great. So using your social hub pass, you'll be able to get access directly into that experience, which is great news. So you don't need an alpha pass, which I appreciate. A lot of people won't have. Now, in terms of the kind of experience, there's loads and loads of great things that'll be happening. So the key thing is there'll be things like, well, clearly Phala related. So obviously every brand that we work with, we're trying to bring, if you think about it, we're trying to bring that brand to life in the metaverse. So what does it mean for Phala, to create a brand experience? And we're obviously working very closely with Phala on this. But there could be anything from, let's say, things like live events, could be, live performances, live musical performances, AMAs, things like conferences. There'll be things like potentially opportunities for things like art galleries, museums, and festivals. There's lots of gamification things, like, for example, we can do things like scavenger hunts, which are very cool. So you have to go and find something in the experience, or kind of exploration challenges, and kind of mixed reality. We have a racing game that we've created for our Poker Pets brand. So there's obviously opportunities there. I should add, by the way, not all of these will be in the Phala experience. We're talking about what general things will be available in these brands and experiences. Also things like collecting metaverse items that could translate into real world perks. So that's quite an interesting one. So if you go hunting around the Phala experience, maybe you'll be able to pick up a couple of items, and you can turn those into real world perks, like, for example, discounts, or maybe additional rewards. And there's also things like solo and competitive play. So with one of our branded experiences, we created a zombie game where you can run around kind of slashing zombies, which is quite fun. Now that's not happening in Phala, but that's just an example of the kind of things that we could be doing. So obviously, being the metaverse, the possibilities are endless. And what's also great is if you own a social hub pass, you have governance rights as well. So you also have the opportunity as community members to help shape the experience of the brand that you have a hub pass for. So if you're a Phala, well, you are, if you're here, you're a fan of Phala and the project, you have a chance to help shape what Phala looks like in the metaverse. And, when it comes to like adding new experiences and all that kind of thing, you have a real say, a real form of governance. So that's another great reason to own one.
Okay, this sounds. I mean, that sounds like a rich experience to combine like both the best part of Sandbox and the best part of the brand, and you guys help to create a total new experience natively in the metaverse. So it sounds really exciting. So I mean, I have like some detailed questions about the pass. So first, how many social hub pass available? Like, can these pass NFTs be tradable on secondary market like OpenSea? Yeah. The second question is, we know you just mentioned like Metaprint already launched the Genesis NFTs, and what's the difference between social hub NFTs and the Genesis
NFTs? Yeah. Yes, of course. Yeah. So first of all, there's only 300 social hub passes available for Phala. So there's not many. They're really rare, and for good reason, because they have so much utility packed into them. There may be more passes being released over time, but certainly, for the initial, period, there will certainly only be 300, and you guys will have the first access as well. And yes, absolutely, it could be traded on OpenSea. It's being released on the Polygon network, and of course, it could therefore be traded on OpenSea. In terms of the difference between the Genesis Metaprint NFTs and the Social Hub NFTs, well, first of all, the Genesis Metaprint NFTs come with the shared rewards. So obviously, as I mentioned before, for any sales of, for example, Phala related branded assets, a percentage of those sales will be turned into rewards and given back to owners of the Genesis NFT. So Social Hub Pass holders don't have that, but what they do have is obviously the access to the branded experience, whereas the Genesis Metaprint NFTs certainly at the moment do not have access to the Social Hub branded experience in the Sandbox. So that's the key thing to remember. If you want to get into the Sandbox and actually experience this, you need a Social Hub Pass. And also when it comes to the discount, Genesis Metaprint holders don't have the 10% discount, which is what the Social Hub pass holders do have. There will be a degree of governance rights that come with the Genesis Metaprint NFTs, but again, when it comes to Phala specifically, the prioritization of governance will go to Social Hub Pass holders, because you guys are ultimately the fans of the Phala brand and the Phala project, so you should deserve to have the most opportunity, I suppose, to help shape the experience for Phala in the metaverse. So that's the logic behind the difference.
Yeah, and I just check out your plans and announcement. I noticed there are already 10 brands will be in the Social Hub space experience, including Polygon, Anchor, Bounce, Mantra, and many Polkadot projects as well, like Mantra, Kailin, Phala, Bounty, Cross, Dominion, and Bifrost. So, I mean, how you already explained very well, and I think it's very attractive. So, when and how can can I purchase a Phala Social Hub Pass?
Yeah, so that basically the whitelisting is open now, and actually I'm going to copy the link here. See if I can just stick that in. So head to socialhub.metaprints.com/Phala / connect your wallet, and you can register for a whitelist spot. And then on the sale date, which is coming mid-May, on the sale date, you can then purchase the Social Hub Pass from the website using either Bondly tokens or PHA. Yes, you obviously can purchase in your Phala cryptocurrency. So we'll obviously be releasing additional details on the sale soon. So just make sure you follow Metaprints on Twitter and Medium as well. There's also a special promotion just for the Phala community. So there's an opportunity to win one of hiya maybe not. Yes, we are giving away I believe 5 NFTs specific to the Phala community. So keep your eyes peeled on that competition. There's a unique kind of blueprint of a Phala car. And I've been told, this is top secret, but I've been told I can show this to you. So I've got a very special teaser. So just to be clear, if you win this blueprint of this car, which is there's a competition to do so on Twitter at the moment, both on Phala and on the Metaprints channels. If you win one of these blueprints, at the moment they're just a static NFT, but they will transform. And I can't say exactly what they're going to transform into. But I think this video might give you a clue. So let me just get this ready set up for you, and I will share my screen. This is super cool.
Who's that?
Wow, that's a luxury car.
It's just, I mean, we have a lot of fun. I'll be honest with creating these branded assets, and that's a good looking vehicle. I'm not going to lie, Marvin. I think I want one of those myself. So yes, you may or may not get something related to that car if you win one of those 5 NFTs. So yes, check our social channels. So again, the Phala channel and also the Metaprints channel for more details on that promotion.
Wow, that's that's a secret good news. So guys, you need to keep an eye on Metaprint and Phala social media, to keep status. I think the 300 parts will be is really rare. So yeah, at last, I think because we all both like Phala team and Metaprint team, Bond Lead team, we already collaborate for a long time, since the Poker Pet last year. And you also know like Phala team is incubating a new project called Phala World based on Phala Network, and it is actually a gateway for Phala community to get into metaverse. And based on our collaboration now, will it have anything to do with Phala Hub Pass, uh, like for Phala World and Phala Hub Pass?
Yeah, of course. So that's a great question. So obviously they're two very different projects, but naturally, because we already have this fantastic relationship with you guys, naturally we are exploring opportunities to cooperate across the two. So at the moment there's a couple of technical challenges owing to obviously the different networks, etc. But certainly we'll be putting the design of the NFT experience into Phala World and bring that into the social hub as well. So there's certainly from a design and experience perspective, we'll be bringing in elements of Phala World into the Phala experience. But obviously, in the future, very much we hope to create a much stronger integration and obviously watch this space. But certainly for now, just to make people 100% aware and make sure that we're clear, the Social Hub Pass is relevant for the Sandbox metaverse at this point only. So just to be clear, so it won't get you access into Phala World. At least that's nothing has been announced or agreed there. So just bear that in mind.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we are really looking forward to have deeper cooperation with Metaprint team to get on board into Sandbox and give our community a special experience, especially for Phala World. Okay, we already talked for half an hour, and it's really honor to invite you here, Chess, and we are very, very excited to see like how Metaprint can help Phala brand get on board into this metaverse, especially for samples. And guys, again, you need to keep an eye on Metaprint and Phala World Twitter account so that you can get the newest information for the launch of Social Hub Pass. And it is very rare. There are just 300 of them. So, yeah, thank you, Chais, for the participant of this AME, and thank you everyone who you're watching the live stream. And yeah, thank you everyone.
Thank you, Marvin. Thank you. And don't forget, guys, socialhub.metaprints.com/Phala to register for a whitelist spot to claim your social hub pass. So thank you for having me, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's get off live. I think we are still online. So